Well, that's lunch done and dusted. We're up to Group 6 now. Group 6 of Group 7. And just going to get me the right bit of paper here. Right now, these are the big boys and girls. I don't know if there's any ladies out there on the track, but these are the big bikes. This is the Post Classics, what have we got? Pre-82 Senior and Pre-89 Formula 1. Sean Donnelly on 3. Oh, a jump start there. I've got to say that's got to be a jump start. 289. Ken Ferguson on the GSXR. I didn't see the lights, but certainly the way he reacted compared with anyone else there, I'm going to say that it's got to be a jump start there. But I'll let the officials decide on that. Sean Donnelly started on pole position on the mighty Kawasaki Z1000R on the green bike. He's slotted there into second place, whereas that man that jumped, he's back into fourth at the moment. So right now it looks like to be Mark Hatton in the front there. He'll be on number 164. Yes, Mark Hatton on number 164 from Hamilton, with Sean Donnelly in second. And I can recognise those spotty leathers of Dave Freeman from the Kapiti Coast there in third place. As I say that, he's gone through into second. He's just powered that machine up. This looks like his Harris to me. Where we got? We've got Dave Freeman. Yep, on the Suzuki GSX 1100 Harris machine. So what an exquisite piece of work this bike is, but he's been pumped back to fourth place. So who's that in second? That's the 289 machine, Ken Ferguson on the GSXR. That'll be a GSXR, what is it, listed as an 89, pre-89 F1, so it's a 1989 1100. I think there was a K model in, the first of the upside down forks from my recollection. Coming through there, Mark Hatton there, yeah, followed by Ken Ferguson on the track, number 3, and Dave Freeman on 514. I didn't quite catch up who was there in fifth place. The bright orange leathers, that could be John Rawcliffe. It is indeed John Rawcliffe, according to my timing system, on the 103 bike. Quite admirable paint job on that. Looks very, very scruffy. Looks like it's all been sanded down, but still well presentable. It's been down the road a couple of times. I would suggest, like most of the race bikes, in behind him is 521, and that is Paul Wotton on the Suzuki GSXR as they go into the hairpin. This is a 6-lap race and the first of 2 Post Classics. And when we finish this race and the next one, we will round up the halfway through the program for the day. Joined by a young lad, Connor London from Taupo. He's just putting on his system. It's all live now. How you going, Connor?
Yeah, not bad.
You've popped up here because your bike's broken, have you?
Yeah, just having a small clutch issue. But yeah, unfortunately, we'll probably be sitting out the rest of the day. Hopefully, get it sorted for tomorrow. But yeah, it's been a wicked day.
Do you need to put out an advert for any parts?
I don't think we've diagnosed exactly what it is just yet, but hopefully we'll be onto it pretty soon.
Oh well, that's all right. Yeah, I saw you parked up there on the infield, and anyway, back onto the track there, the Post Classics. Do you know anyone out in this field?
No, I don't. This is my first Classic meeting, so I'm just sort of meeting everyone today and just, catching up with who's out there. So
what got you into the Classic bike racing? I've seen you do modern bikes, super bikes last weekend at Hampton Downs, and I think you've got a Kawasaki 400 Ninja. Yep. Just let's go back to the track at the moment. We've got a good battle coming out in the front. There's only about 6 bike lengths between first and third place. On the track, it is Mark Hatton from Hamilton leading on the Yamaha, and then we've got a Suzuki there in second place, number 289, Ken Ferguson, with popping into second place momentarily on the apex of the hairpin, but he gains it back again. He did go back to third. That's Dave Freeman, so that Dave Freeman's in second place, and that GSXR has been relegated to third place. Then we go back to number 3, and that is Sean Donnelly from Precise Print in Paraparam, 103, John Rawcliffe, 521, Paul Wotton. We go to Stephen Cooper on 71, Duncan Cooch from Northland on 58, Campbell Stevenson, David Dixon, Jean Louis, Alan De La Tour on the absolutely wonderful RG500. There he is going down that centre straight, the 1975 RG500 Expat Hennon and Mark Hay. So, what got you into classic bikes?
Got a call from David Hall yesterday saying that he had to stay at the farm milk the cows, so asked me if I wanted to ride the bike, and said he had organised it with Lindsay Kyle, but then got to the track this morning and knew nothing about it.
Oh, so that's David Hall. Back to this track at the moment. There's a massive battle out there in the front, and it looks like up into turn 1, David Freeman on the mighty Harris Suzuki GSX 1100 has got into the lead, with Mark Hatton being pushed back into second place. He's been hounded by 289 289 Ken Ferguson. Lonely ride there for Sean Donnelly on the Z1000R. Eddie Lawson replica there in 4th place, but he's been hunted down by the Yamaha and Suzuki's, and that's John Rawcliffe, 103 and 521. Sorry, back to you here. David Hall's been running this number 28 bike for a number of years, and also does the New Zealand Superbikes. Has done Superbikes, but also done the 600s, won the New Zealand Superbike Championship class races on the that, and also the Suzuki series. He's done outstanding well. So David couldn't come. So, and what do you think about riding a classic bike once they go properly?
Well, first thing is getting used to right-hand shifter. That was a bit of a trick. Started getting used to it during that last race, but yeah, it's a whole new thing to learn. It's just great fun. It's a really fun bike to ride. It's just completely something new, something different to learn.
Coming down the front straight here, we've got the 3 lead bikes in the same position. I think that Mark Hatton there is pulling away from the Suzuki here in 3rd place. Pretty sure this 289 bike will be applied a 20-second penalty if they'd seen that, but that's up to the officials, as I say. So they spread out just a little bit. Dave Freeman there just doing his bit through those S's there, and on the Suzuki powered machine. Here comes that Suzuki back onto the Yamaha in 2nd place. So Suzuki in 3rd place is closing the gap there as they go up into the hairpin. Sean Donnelly there in 4th. And there's been a change of position for 5th and 6th. Paul Wooten on the 521 Suzuki has got ahead of John Rawcliffe. John Rawcliffe's wearing the fluorescent green vest there, and you can see them down the centre straight. The Suzuki's faster. Wooten was faster out of the hairpin there, but the Suzuki sort of certainly had the legs down there, and Wooten closes up under brakes. And let's go back to this conversation there. What were we talking about?
I can't remember. Oh, the bikes.
Yeah, the bikes. Yeah.
No, yeah, the classic bike, the Norton, just completely new to me. It's just so much fun. Yeah, it's a bit different to the Superbike though.
Oh, I can imagine. You got a big windscreen on the Superbike and that, and you had a good weekend at Hampton Downs. Apart from one incident there, you had a bit of a crash. Whereabouts was that on the track?
Yeah, well, I had a small crash over turn 3 at Hampton Downs Classic over the hill.
Who hasn't?
Yeah, exactly.
Who hasn't crashed there? It's a nasty corner, and I don't know how many people it's caught out. I remember Craig Sheriff's going down just after Robbie Bugden, it's completely unrelated incidents, about 25 metres separating them. It was just one of those things. I think that was probably one of the moments that cost Craig Sheriff's maybe the championship, especially with Robbie Bugden down on the ground without any points. But you bounced back and you did the last race?
Yeah, well, we got all 3 races in, so we had a good battle with Dan Medham and Sloane Frost in the first race, and then ended up 2nd in that one, 3rd in the 2nd, and then in the last race managed to get past Dan and Sloane and pull away and take a win.
All right, we'll get back onto this track here, and the white flag is out. It's the final lap, and it looks like Sean Donnelly has found some extra pace there and hunting down that 289 bike on the track there. There's probably maybe 60, 70 metres down there. I think the Suzuki's going to be faster down the track. This is for 3rd and 4th. They go into the Go Media, big sweeper there for the final lap of 6 laps. A checkered flag already awaits on the start-finish line. And Dave Freeman was racing back in the late 80s, early 90s when I was doing it. Believe it or not, I used to race motorbikes at one stage. There he goes, takes a checkered flag on the 514 machine, followed by Mark Hatton on 164. 289 is Ken Ferguson, and then closely followed by who? Sean Donnelly in 4th spot on the 3 machine. 521 holds out for 5th place here, Paul Wooten, and 6 is John Rawcliffe there. So that's the top 6. We've still got a few more bikes coming through there. And you've got a good team going for the Superbikes this year.
Yeah, we after last year I had such a great season, and our goal last year was just to get back into enjoying the bikes, and yeah, had such a great season last year. About some other young guys get back into it. Had some pretty tough year last year overseas in Europe, so come back to New Zealand, you really just wanted to get back into it, you know, have more fun on the bike again, and had such a great season. Got a 600 for Royd Walker Holt to get back on the bike, so he has been sitting out racing for the last 2 years, so it's really great to get him back on the bike. He was on the bike for the first time last weekend at the Auckland Motorcycle Club Championship, and he went really well learning the bike. We got Roman Rajek as well, who's he's been racing for a number of years, and he's got